Disclaimer: the visuals presented in this video are generated using AI technology and are intended for illustrative purposes only. While we aim to provide an engaging representation of the topic, these images are not authentic depictions of historical events, structures, or artifacts. They are purely conceptual and should not be interpreted as factual evidence. What happens after we die? Do we fade into nothingness, or does another world await us beyond the veil of life? For the ancient Egyptians, death was not the end, it was just the beginning of an epic journey through the afterlife. A journey full of perilous trials, monstrous creatures, and divine judgment. And to survive it, one needed a guide, a sacred book filled with spells, secrets, and the key to eternal life. This was the Book of the Dead, a mystical text written over 3,000 years ago, believed to hold the power to unlock immortality. But was it just a religious manuscript, or did it hide deeper, forgotten secrets of the ancient world? Could its spells still hold power today? Join us as we uncover the mysteries of the Book of the Dead, Egypt's most sacred and feared text. Segment 1, The Origins of the Book of the Dead. The Book of the Dead was not a single book, it was a collection of spells, hymns, and prayers written on papyrus scrolls, tomb walls, and even sarcophagi. These texts were believed to help the soul navigate the afterlife, ensuring it reached the paradise of Aru, the field of reeds, where eternal peace awaited. The origins of this mysterious text go back to the pyramid texts, some of the oldest religious writings in the world, inscribed in the tombs of pharaohs over 4,000 years ago. Later, these spells evolved into the coffin texts, written inside wooden coffins to protect the deceased. Eventually, they were compiled into the Book of the Dead, available not just to royalty but to anyone who could afford it. But why did the Egyptians believe death required such preparation? Segment 2, The Journey Through the Afterlife. In the Egyptian belief system, dying was only the first step. To reach eternal paradise, the soul, or Ba, had to pass through Duat, the underworld. This was no ordinary realm, it was a treacherous landscape, filled with fire-spitting serpents, lakes of fire, and terrifying gods who tested the deceased. With the Book of the Dead, the soul had a map. It contained spells to cross dangerous rivers, defeat demons, and speak the secret names of the gods to open doors in the underworld. But even if one survived these horrors, the greatest trial was yet to come, the weighing of the heart. Segment 3, The Final Judgment, The Weighing of the Heart. The most feared moment in the afterlife was the weighing of the heart, a ritual overseen by Osiris, the god of the dead. The deceased would stand before 42 divine judges, each asking a question. They had to recite the negative confession, a list of sins they did not commit in life. I have not lied. I have not killed. I have not stolen. Then, the god Anubis placed the deceased's heart on one side of a scale, and on the other, the feather of Ma'at, the goddess of truth and justice. If the heart was pure and balanced the scale, the soul was granted eternal life in the paradise of Aru. But if the heart was heavy with sin, the monstrous Ammit, known as the devourer of souls, would consume it, erasing the person's existence forever. But here's the mystery, some texts suggest that even pharaohs feared this judgment. Could there have been powerful figures in ancient Egypt who tried to cheat the system? Segment 4, Were there forbidden spells? Some scholars believe that certain spells in the Book of the Dead were more than just prayers, they were meant to manipulate the gods themselves. For example, spell 30b was designed to stop the heart from speaking against the deceased in judgment. Why would someone fear their own heart? Was it guilt, or something darker? Other spells claimed to give the dead control over the living, allowing spirits to return from the afterlife. Could these ancient incantations still hold power today? Even stranger, there are modern reports of curses affecting those who disturb Egyptian tombs. Could these curses be linked to spells from the Book of the Dead? Segment 5, Modern Discoveries and Controversies. Many copies of the Book of the Dead have been found in tombs across Egypt. Some, like the famous Papyrus of Ani, contain detailed illustrations of the afterlife. Others hold secrets still being translated today. But not everyone agrees on its meaning. Some Egyptologists believe these texts were symbolic, representing moral teachings rather than real supernatural events. Others insist they describe a real spiritual journey, a process that could still be relevant today. With new technology like AI translation and CT scans of mummies, we are closer than ever to uncovering the full truth about the Book of the Dead. But will we ever fully understand its secrets? Or are some things meant to remain buried? Conclusion: the final mystery. For over 3,000 years, the ancient Egyptians believed in the power of the Book of the Dead, a guide not just to the afterlife, but to eternity itself. Could these ancient words still hold a hidden power? Or was it all just mythology? One thing is certain: the legacy of the Book of the Dead has survived longer than the Great Pyramids themselves. And as long as humanity seeks answers about the afterlife, its secrets will never truly be forgotten.